think I got it in August of '66. Hertz turned them into a Ford dealer in Birmingham, Jim Skinner Ford.
I drove it back and forth to work for years. The reason I quit driving it because the guy followed me home from work, and he kept insisting he was going to buy it, and I said it's not for sale. And he just kept arguing. Finally, I just went in the house and locked the door, and he eventually left.
I came home and she said, I gotta have another car.
Did it scare you?
No, it didn't scare me. It was just crazy. I mean, there's nothing to be scared about. They weren't bothering me. They just wanted to buy the car. It's still not for sale, so why should it be for sale then? It's not even for sale now, so.
Yeah. How many miles on that thing?
I think 158,000, I think.
Do you have a grandson? Do you have?
No, I don't have any children. It's just me and Mary Ann.
So where does it go?
We're just going to keep it. We're going to be buried in
You
it.
buried in it? You together?
You sit here and I'll sit over there.
We'll probably sell it when we get a really nice old folks home.
You haven't watched it since what year do you think it would have been?
Well, at least 80.
80. Yeah, we parked it about 1980. That's the last tag it had.
Oh, right here.
Last decal, yeah. Towed that up, that 64.5 Mustang race car. I stock raced a drag raced I stock.
Do you remember the mileage when you got it from Hertz? How many?
9,000 and some odd miles. And it's never used a quart of oil between oil changes. Only car I ever had that didn't use oil. And to goof around with the carburetor a little bit, had to sand the points.
My dad has an old 49 Ford that does not have the I've had it 16 something years. And the other day in town, the guy was walking by and he was going to touch it. Oh, I'm sorry. My dad said, you might need to touch this truck.
Covered it up with the cardboard boxes and junk in the garage. When they had the 45th, Lee Clark at Barber's Museum over there told me about the 45th.
At Barber Motorsports Park in 2009.
Lee said, don't touch it, just get it out there and bring it over there. You kind of challenged me to get it out and get it over there. Same thing for the 60th.
2 days earlier, I had no idea Andy and Mary Ann were bringing out their black and gold Shelby Hertz car to the 60th because, see, I had already photographed this car at the 45th anniversary of the Mustang in 2009, 15 years ago. And look. So I'm thinking this guy is making a barn find show car out of his Shelby by leaving it as is since 1980. Under the hood, a big picture of Andy with Carol Shelby from long ago. What do you guys think of a guy just leaving it a barn find? What do you think?
Well, I think it's cool to see.
I think it's cool.
I wish I had one to worry about that.
What?
I wish I had one, then I'd really worry about it. You know?
Yeah, hey, I'd have a YouTube channel. I'll give you a card.
Okay.
Then I spotted Andy and Mary Ann. Would they remember me from 15 years ago? Is that your car?
Yes, sir.
You remember me?
I do.
Jerry?
Oh, yeah, the photographer.
Well, I remember you from last time.
Yeah.
I still have those photographs.
Yeah, the Mustang Monthly.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
You still working for them?
Well, they're no longer around.
Oh, is that right?
I switched to YouTube.
Isn't that it?
That's it. Yeah, you kept it. Yeah.
Crammed it.
The story ran in the August 2009 issue of Mustang Monthly in my column titled Rare Finds. The car fired up and did run. So, back in 2009, I thought, let's drive it to a location, take pictures, make it a feature in the magazine. Same as we did with this restored 1966 GT350H. People enjoy looking at an unrestored car. I think they feel they just might be able to buy it and fix it up themselves.
It's still got some cobwebs on the bumper. Don't blow those things off.
Important to be trailered, or these would be gone.
This
Now-
car.
These cobwebs down here, you've earned those, right?
Yes. It won't go that far.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I think people love this car because they can talk to the owner and hear the history firsthand, clear back to when it was new. This barn find makes a popular show car. And Andy could have more barn finds. I picked up on something he said when he backed that car out of the garage.
This is where it lives, with all these race tires.
My first question, you got race tires? You got race cars somewhere.
I got to doing these long distance rallies and building cars for that. And
You ran IMSA for years.
yeah, I was a IMSA tech inspector for 6 years, American Le Mans Series.
Andy lives less than 10 miles from Barber Motorsports Park.
Time just flew by. It's amazing.
So you must have an old rally car or car around here somewhere.
There's one down at the shop.
Really?
Well, more than one.
I don't completely restore cars. I build like race cars, rally cars, and that kind of stuff.
Whoa, what's that?
What is it?
A 1959 Elva Courier, a customer car. And behind it, there's that car Andy had been telling me about. Holman Moody built this for Ford to race. Mike and Jeff, my friend from Texas, were here. So kind of a feeding frenzy, blasting into this old race car shop.
Nice to give you a little try wise, wasn't it, Tom?
Yeah,
That was nice of him.
they were original off of a Shelby. The guy put 4 tube headers on it.
What kind of Shelby were they off of?
I think a 66, I think. Blue and white.
There's a good lead, real Shelby.
They made a race car out of it too.
And a good parts find. Old race car shops. I'd rather be here than a museum any day.
Put a V6 in it.
You just never know what's going to turn up.
V6 off an air intake.
Pinto Mustang 2. Oh, it came originally with an MGA. I got it out there. It's out in the trailer.
And what we got back here?
Now that's that Falcon.
Not very heavy, is it?
About 1,700 pounds.
Quiet on the set.
Quite on this.
Including the radio.
We need a. So what is that?
That's a 61 or 62 Falcon Challenger 1, built by Holman Moody in 1962. The guy painted it like 30 years ago. I went and got it in South Carolina. Oh, watch here. The bell housing and stuff.
This looks like it.
Yeah, that's the trunk latch. It is a window roller. 30-gallon fuel tank in it.
Where were you in '62? Ford jumped into racing that summer.
To race in the Bahamas.
The first Mustang, almost 2 years away. But truthfully, the first Mustang was nothing but a Falcon with a different body. The best Ford had for sports car racing was the Futura. In the Falcon line, the birth of Ford's total performance racing campaign looked a whole lot like American hot rodding, where you bolt on automotive accessories and parts straight out of a J.C. Whitney catalog. Sporty inside, Holman Moody did a great job. Back when 15-inch wheels on a Falcon
Welded them, reinforced them.
were,
This is all race car stuff.
Race car
that they
stuff, right.
built.
when race car stuff meant out of the bigger Ford, heavier duty, like with this rear axle.
They did these. It's like a 57 Ford, 58. And you can just take a regular Ford axle and put in there. You don't have to have a splined axle on it.
They sure changed up that front end, didn't they?
Yeah, and we got that air dam on it.
And look, here's that same car at the 12 Hours of Sebring race in Florida, 1962.
Nice steel.
Real steel. Looks like we'd stumbled across a Ford factory race car.
There's no engine in it. The engine's up there. I think it's a 221. Yeah, this may be a 260. I don't know.
So this is just one you found to put in the car? 'Cause
No,
you know,
it came with the guy had it all this in his car. This is I gotta put it together and then they're gonna sell it.
and there was a Challenger too.
They sectioned it and made a fastback.
Holman Moody also grafted a fastback roofline on Challenger 3, a serious race car in 1963. Look, right beside a Shelby Cobra.
Looks like most of it was saved.
Yeah,
These are very valuable cars, or
that's usually not what I deal with. I just
yeah.
do the work, you know.
What's that car up there in the corner?
That's an Argo. Remember the Super Vs? Sure. Volkswagen Super V. That's a Super V with that body on it. Okay.
C Sports Racer.
It's the only car, Super V, to ever win the runoffs as an air cool and a water cool.
Andy owns this vintage race car.
I crashed it at Road Atlanta.
What?
I crashed it at Road Atlanta. That's why its front end's gone. Had a big wreck.
That's great that you race.
Yeah, I raced a long time. I never was real good at it, but I raced.
How many people have the talent to race and turn the wrenches to build the cars? Like this Studebaker Starlight Coupe at the 2003 Targa Newfoundland Rally. Peking to Paris, 2007, 41 days, 9,300 miles. Andy on the left, Tom Hayes on the right. 5th place overall, 2nd in class, the Carrera Panamericana, 1990. Andy built this Grumman in 1974, and they ran it until 1981. And he still has this historic number 21 AMC Racer. And right behind it, a 1950 Ford from the Peking to Paris Motor Challenge of 1997. Ted had his car in Andy's shop. Look who was a member of the crew back in the day.
My name is Mary Ann Van.
Andy owns and races this car.
When a Neil Bonnet sold an 88 Pontiac NASCAR car. I've had it since 93. I run it over at Barber's every now and then when they have a vintage race over there. Now this is a fuel cell. You had to be able to take them out of the car where they could inspect them.
NASCAR. How hard is that thing to drive on the track?
It's actually the easiest car I've ever driven. It's got power steering, it's got big brakes. You know, you mash the brake, it stops. You mash the gas, it goes, you know, and you can drive it with 2 fingers. I mean, it's just easy to drive. There's about 20 wheels that go with it.
Really?
These are rain tires.
So this is based on the 88 Grand Prix body. What's it made of?
It's steel, but it's got a plastic front nose, the bumper guard, the bumper skin.
You look like you got a Model A up there.
31 Chevrolet.
Oh, 31 Chevy.
That's for the great race. I'm doing that car for a guy in Tampa. I got to be through with it by Memorial Day. It's a 261 truck engine, Chevrolet truck engine. That's what's going in that car. The firewall's been moved back 3 inches.
Well, you know, you're a little crowded in here. You got to get that baby out.
Oh, I know. But that's, get that out. That's the last complete car I'm doing. I'm done. So I'm finishing up. This is the last car. I got other things I want to do, you know. I'm getting too old to drive too. Get down, hard part.
What do old race car drivers do when they retire?
I never drive it except when they have an event, you know. This is the second time I've driven it since, well, the 45th deal. Want to back out of the trailer. And then go up the driveway and put it back in its hole.
And look at that windshield. Cleaned just enough for driver and passenger to see out. Same for that back glass.
Yeah, there's a guy out there who wants me to take it to Wassee, Georgia.
Yeah.
Somebody actually came over and handed Andy this poster. Something that's called Rats, Rust, and Horsepower.
He said he would pay the fuel or something.
Another guy's trying to talk you to bring it to Indiana.
Indiana. So
Long way.
that's a long way. There's the corner of the hood. You saved it.